Emily Davis, your host of the Untold Miracles podcast. And today, I can't believe it, I am sitting down next to a real life superhero. Her name is Jordin Jackson. Jordin, what's your superhero name?
Purple Lightning.
Purple Lightning. Jordin is our current champion from California. She's treated at Children's Hospital of Orange County. And I also have her amazing mother on the show, Mrs. Karen Wilson. Karen, thank you for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
It truly is an honor to be here with you because you are a superstar. As I mentioned, I follow you on social media. And what is your page on social media?
It's Jordin's Journey.
Jordin's Journey. And you have raised so much money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, specifically our hospital in Orange County. Tell me why you want to raise money for the hospital.
Because it means a lot to me, because they take care of me when I go in there and I have major pain.
And what does the pain come from?
My red blood cells, when they stick together, no blood can flow through.
And is that sickle cell disease?
Yes.
And how old were you when you found out you had sickle cell disease?
Before you were born.
You found out before you were born.
Yep.
Yeah. So for those of us who have no idea what sickle cell disease really feels like, on a scale of 0 to 10, what is the pain like when it's really bad?
It's around a 9.
And is it like pokey pain, or what kind of pain is it?
It's, it was different kinds of pain. Like, in my head, sometimes I feel like needles are pushing into me. In my arm, it feels like throbbing. In my legs, it's just the same, like throbbing too.
So when you're having that severe pain, how do you get through it? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of pain from different types of injuries or illnesses or diseases. What do you think in your mind that helps you get through the pain?
They give me some pain medicine, which kind of makes my mind think like it's getting better, and then I just feel like it makes it help for me.
Mom, I want you to tell us about how this journey kind of began, because you found out before she was even born, and tell me how you guys kind of faced the fear of the unknown with that.
We found out that my husband and I had this trait, the sickle cell trait, because it takes 2 people to have that, to have a child with the disease. And so we knew we had our son, and he was just a carrier. And then 5 years later, we were like, okay, we'll have another one. And so we had our daughter, Jocelyn, and she just was a carrier as well. She has the trait as well. And then we thought, we were done. And then surprise came Jordin. And we found out that she had the disease actually when I was about 6.5 months pregnant. And we just thought, we're going to have to figure this out. And so we started to get educated. That was the first thing, is knowing everything that we could about sickle cell. And then after she was born, shortly after she was born, we were being treated at CHOC Hospital in Orange County. And we said, we need a support group here, because we need to talk to other parents who are actually raising kids with this same type of disease. And they put together one, and actually the hematologist that we deal with, she actually comes every quarter to talk to us, the parents and the kids, about just new developments and, the things that we need to know to raise them as healthy as we can. So, but yeah, that's just pretty much how it started. And just seeing her over, the 9 years of her life go through so many battles, it's hard to believe that it's been around for such a long time and there's still no cure. That's probably the most difficult part for me, to, just keep the awareness up so that, hopefully one day there is a cure, because they go through so many things. Sickle cell is in your blood, so it doesn't just affect just certain parts of your body, it affects your whole body. I mean, even down to when she goes to the dentist, there are special things that have to happen when she goes there because of the sickle cell. She has to take a really strong antibiotic just for them to work on her mouth, because they're so prone to bacterial infections. And a lot of people, who just with me from day to day, they were like, wow, I didn't know that sickle cell causes her to have to do extra things just when she goes for a dental checkup. But it does. To us it's normal because it's our normal life, but to somebody else who maybe would come into our life for just a week even, to see the different things that we have to do to keep Jordin healthy and keep her on the right path, they would probably say, wow, because it's definitely not just a normal life for her or us.
What has been the most challenging thing when you have your daughter in the hospital?
Probably our family having to be split up. We're a very close niche family, and we can't all stay there. So myself or my husband would have to stay with her, and then one of us goes home with the other two kids, and just trying to keep a normal life for them while she's in the hospital, which I know is difficult for them. Her sister and her are only 18 months apart. So they're very, very close. And then brother, he leads the way. But so just Jordin having to miss out on some of her siblings' events, and then also her siblings feeling, the pressure while they're at school, knowing their sister's in the hospital dealing with something and they can't be there for her. So I think that's probably the biggest thing or the hardest thing. Also, too, is just watching her go through so many ups and downs, from having to take those strong pain meds at such a young age, and the things that, it does to her. And then, that trickles a domino effect of other things that she has to do. The blood transfusions as well, having to take an allergy medication before, just Benadryl. I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, it's not a big deal, but it's a big deal when you watch a little kid have to have Benadryl in their system through the IV, how it affects them just to get that blood transfusion. And, but she's such a strong girl that it's like, watching her get through these things, it's hard for me, but yet she's worried about me, or she's worried about dad or sister or brother, and she's like, don't worry about me. But, of course that's what we're going to do. But she's got such a big heart that she worries about everybody else around her.
I think what's representative of that is you guys just finished doing the CHOC walk. Jordin was actually the ambassador for the walk this year, and you raised over $50,000 to help other kids. It's incredible. So Jordin, is this the first time that you've done it, or have you been doing that for a couple of years?
We've been doing CHOC walk for a couple of years, but we haven't raised this much money before.
How did you raise over $50,000? Do you know how unbelievable that is? Do you know how many kids that's going to help?
Not really. It's just all the support from my family and friends.
Well, Mom, you work for credit unions. Credit unions is one of our amazing corporate partners. Tell us what it's like to actually, were you raising money before for Children's Miracle Network hospitals before you actually had a child that was receiving care at Children's Miracle Network Hospital?
Yeah, actually that's really funny, because I've worked for a credit union for about over 15 years now. And we had these different events, and I heard about Children's Miracle Network. I had heard about CHOC Hospital and raising money, and so I got involved as an employee there. Never did I know that this money that we were raising was going to end up helping my daughter. I hadn't even had her yet, so it was kind of crazy. But yes, we started there, and then now I work at Financial Partners Credit Union, and they joined to walk with Jordin. So we've been walking for CHOC Walk about 5 years, and they said, you know what, we should be walking for Jordin. You are part of our family here, and we raise money for Children's Miracle Network, and how would it feel for us to walk for Jordin? And that's really what started it to take off and be so big, was that we were able to join all these people to walk for her, and she got to share her story with everyone, and everyone's so connected to her in the credit union world now.
Right. Well, Jordin, take us, for those of us who haven't walked in the CHOC walk, can you kind of tell us a little bit about it, where it is, how long the walk is, how many people are there?
There's like a lot of people there. I can't even count.
Like thousands, probably.
Yeah, and the walk is at Disneyland before it opens.
Oh, cool.
And there's a lot of characters. When you walk around whole Disneyland, California Adventure, and Toontown, and there's just characters waiting and saying hi. And at a special part of the CHOC walk, they have dogs that you get to see, and it's the dogs in the hospital that when you're in there, sometimes they come to visit you.
Cool. So how long is the walk?
It's 3 miles. It's and it takes us a long time, because we like to stop and talk to the characters and take lots and lots of pictures, and it's a big deal when Jordin crosses the finish line.
Wow.
So we usually have a team of about 200 people, and we try to stay together, so imagine that. And there's about 14,000 people walking
Are you
that
serious?
day. Yeah.
How much money did they raise this year?
I don't know the final total, because everything is still going through, but over $2 million.
Over 2 million. Wow, that's incredible. So Jordin, I want you to tell us what it's like to actually be at a children's hospital. What are some of the things there that make it a little bit more easy and fun, people or maybe places in the hospital that you like?
They have a toy room where there's a bunch of toys that you can play with. It kind of keeps your mind off of the pain. And like I said, there's physical therapy dogs that visit you, and they get to do special tricks. And one is Blue, but he's retired.
Oh, Blue. Oh, no.
They're all really cool dogs. I'm not really sure, but Blue was one of my favorite because he could do a biscuit trick with his nose.
That's awesome. So you had the child life playroom. And did you have any favorite nurses or doctors?
There's a couple, I just don't remember their names. I remember their faces, though.
Yeah, because you see them all the time, huh? You've been to the hospital a few times over the years. So how do you manage to stay so positive and have so much courage and be so upbeat? Like, seriously, I watch you all the time, and like your mom said, you're just like the strongest person ever. Is there somebody that you've watched go through hard things that you've just really looked up to them, or how have you been able to have so much courage?
Well, there are a couple people, and it's my family and friends, and there's my friend that recently just passed of cancer, and he was a really good kid.
Oh, tell me about him.
He had cancer, and
What was his name?
Carter, and he had surgery, and they couldn't stabilize him, so...
Well, there's a lot of people that go through hard times, and I just know, Jordin, that people watch you. Like on Jordin's journey, you can follow her on Facebook and watch all of the crazy hard things you go through, but you just do it with a smile, and like I'm always praying for you, girl.
Thank you.
Because like you are amazing and you do so much to help us. Mom, why do you think people should support CHOC and Children's Miracle Network hospitals?
Because I believe that kids, especially kids who have to visit the hospital a lot, should have a hospital for them. It's a big deal for kids to be in the hospital. It's a big deal for anybody to be in the hospital. And when you're a child and you have to grow up in there, you need those things like child life, the playrooms. It's scary for a parent to watch their child go through that, but I'm sure it's scary for the child. So to have people to come and explain the procedures that are going to happen for these kids in where they understand it, to have somebody explain it to the parents to where they understand it, to have a place that looks like a kid place, a friendly place. A lot of people say, she would say, oh yeah, no, I love it at CHOC. And they're like, really? It's like a hospital. But for her, it's a home away from home. And it has the things that she has at home. It has a place for her to do her homework if she needs it. It has family rooms, and because your family's there. And, they know that these families are going to have other kids. And so they help to have areas for the siblings to go and explore and play, and there's just things for kids to do there. And I couldn't imagine Jordin having to go to just a regular hospital because she's there so much, or any other kid. And so that's why it's important. They need a hospital for them.
And I think people don't realize that our children's hospitals are nonprofits, and they rely on community donations to continue to be able to provide life-saving care, but more importantly, the little things. It's the little things that make her stay more comfortable. All of the equipment in the child life playroom and just different aspects of the hospital, it's covered by the donations that people make. And you can make donations by going to cmnhospitals.org. And what's really great about Children's Miracle Network hospitals is all of the money stays local. So if you're in your neighborhood and you go to a Costco or you go to a Walmart or a Marriott or a Remax, you can just donate $1 and it'll stay and benefit kids like Jordin, treated at Children's Hospital of Orange County. So Jordin, is there anything out there that anything you would want to say to people out there that have been supporting Children's Miracle Network hospitals?
Thank you for raising money for the kids like me, and just thank you.
Mom, what would you say?
I would say thank you as well. And it's so overwhelming emotionally to see how many people come together to raise money for these children's hospitals. And, just like you said, it could be $1. Sometimes we feel like when we want to donate, it has to be a big dollar amount. But, if everybody just gave $1, it'd be a lot of money.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just thank you for taking the time to make that donation, because we definitely rely on our children's hospital. And I know there's a lot of parents out there like us who are raising a child who has to depend on children's hospital. And sometimes you don't even know you're going to have to depend on one. So thank you for taking that time and donating money for families like ours.
Well, I want to thank you guys, because literally as the champion for California, you are traveling all over raising so much money for us. In fact, do you remember when you played superhero with like Jack Black and Nick Cannon? What was your favorite part of that day when you got to be a superhero for a day?
It was probably meeting all the other kids that were superheroes and hearing their names, and it was just giving me more ideas to my superhero.
Yeah, because we had Cancer Crusher and we had some other superheroes. I think we had 5 superheroes, and you were Purple Lightning, and you guys were the hero, and the celebrities were your sidekick, and it was pretty fun to do those videos. So before I close the podcast out, I ask this question: if there were 3 miracles that you could create in the world today, what would that be for you?
Number 1 for me would be to have a cure for sickle cell and all of the patients if they don't have cures for it.
You can take all of the miracles if you want. That's a good one. Do you have any more miracles that you would have besides curing sickle cell disease, which would be so great?
Just for kids to have a normal life. Mm-hmm. Just to be able to be like a normal kid.
Because there's a lot of kids that don't know what a normal life is like. They have no idea. You being one of them. And what's your 3rd miracle?
I haven't really thought about it.
Okay. That's okay. We'll let mom do the last miracle.
My miracle would be that Jordin, and hopefully this happens, she changes the world with what she's doing, sharing her story and raising money for something that's so important to her and so many others. And so my miracle would be that she does something to change the world, although she is changing the world, but something big.
She is changing the world. She is doing it $50,000 at a time here and there. But we love you, Jordin. I'm so blessed and grateful to know you. I hope you know that you will always have a place in my heart. You are a superhero to me, and I love you, and I love your family. And thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Bye, guys.
Did you know that you can help your local hospital win $50,000 and not spend a dime? All you have to do is vote. The annual Credit Unions for Kids Vote for Miracles promotion runs through December 19th. Visit voteformiracles.org to vote for your local CMN hospital. The 5 hospitals with the most votes will win a share of a $100,000 donation on behalf of America's credit unions, courtesy of Co-op Financial Services and CU Direct. Vote every day at voteformiracles.org and tell your friends to do the same.